Hi everyone, Jeff with JBS Executive Detailing here, and today we've got a special detailing project. It's a brand new Honda Jet. What makes this airplane really unique is that it has a composite structure on the fuselage. So what that means is it's made up of carbon fiber and epoxy, and it's a lightweight styled aircraft where normally airplanes are made of aluminum. What also makes that unique is the challenges in detailing the aircraft. So in a normal aluminum airframe, when we're polishing the paint, for example, it dissipates heat better through that aluminum shell. So on a carbon surface, you have to be a little bit more careful in those areas. And we're gonna go over that today as we work on it. But just wanted to let you guys know we're up here at the Sky Ranch Airport in Carefree, Arizona. Beautiful weather today, about 43 degrees, sunny skies, and we're gonna get started on this awesome project. So join us as we get started on this airplane and we'll show you how it goes. Cleaning and detailing aircraft comes with its own unique set of challenges. The big thing, as you can see here, is the surface area is much larger than your average car, for example. But more importantly is that your aircraft is being cleaned and maintained properly by a certified company. In our case, not only are we licensed, bonded, and insured specifically for aircraft, we've also received extensive, thorough training specifically on aircraft, not to mention that all of our detailing and our ceramic coating services for all our first-time aircraft are signed off and approved by a licensed A&P mechanic. Now, some people may be wondering, well, what that even is. An A&P mechanic is a special certified mechanic designed specifically for aircraft, and per the FAA regulation, FAR Part 43, it's actually a federal requirement every time a plane is detailed and cleaned to be signed off and approved by a mechanic. So if that's not happening on your aircraft, it's important that you find a company that does do that and follow the minimum federal requirements. So let's take a look, see how we're going to take a look at this aircraft and get started on the cleaning and the initial evaluation. So what we do on every aircraft before we start the initial cleaning or detailing or even a ceramic coating service, we thoroughly do an inspection of the entire aircraft inside and out just to make sure that everything is looking correct, or if something needs special attention. And on the rare situation, something may be broken or damaged, and that needs to be inspected and signed off before we even start work. So what we use is a special digital platform that has all of the areas listed out of the aircraft, and then we are going to specifically discuss every situation and things that happen. And what we're going to do is come over here, snap a few photos of the aircraft, as well as any particular areas of concern. So if there's ever a situation where there may be a damaged leading edge from perhaps a small bird strike to some scratches or damage of the interior of the cabin, we make sure that all those little things are marked off so we know what we're getting into. The next thing of an aircraft that is very important is making sure that the three areas of the pitot tubes, the static ports, and the static wicks are all in good shape. So now that we're in the cabin of this aircraft, we're in the cockpit area, I just want to show you guys that we have our shoes off. As you can see here, it's very important that whatever we're doing for detailing, we're not creating more potential damage work for ourselves. So in this case, we want to make sure that we're not tracking in extra dirt. We're keeping things nice and clean. As you can tell, this is a several $million, very expensive aircraft. We got to make sure that we're making everything nice, clean, and protected. So what we're going to start out with as we take a look inside the cockpit here is we have very expensive navigation and instrumentation. What we do, very most importantly, is we do not use wet liquid cleaners. We use damp rags specifically designed for these navigation screens so as not to scratch them or cause other types of damage. Same with all the little control areas. You never want to use liquids and cleaners in those areas. And most importantly, you don't want to be spraying in a lot of water or high pressure compressed air, for example. So we carefully brush and dust everything out, wipe it out with soft microfibers, and then we can safely get everything clean and nice for the pilots and clean in the back. So now that we're in the passenger area of this jet, we're going to talk a little bit about the different areas that need attention. So a lot of people would just step in here, simply take a quick look around and think there's not too much, but there's more that meets the eye. For example, there's tray tables located beneath these flaps right here. We ensure that we pull everything out very carefully and look over all the different surfaces to make sure there's no coffee spills, cracker crumbs, things like that. Once we've thoroughly examined the entire aircraft, including all the different materials, then we can move over to the lavatory just to make sure that there's nothing out of the ordinary that needs to be cleaned and addressed. So we'll take a look over here at the lavatory, see what we have here. So the most important part of any aircraft is your lavatory, because hey, after a long trip, sometimes you just gotta go. In this case here, we've got a tiny little lavatory right in the back. It's got a little sink in the bathroom and of course our toilet area. So what we're gonna do is just look through that, make sure nothing's too dirty or out of the ordinary, just to make sure that it's working properly and most importantly, clean and ready for flight. So that if you've gotta go, it's ready to go for you. Once we've done a thorough examination, then it's time to get on to the actual cleaning of the aircraft.